Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Voodoo Reaper. Today, we're going to talk about the first part of making the plan. We're going to lay out the foundation of what it takes to make a successful YouTube channel and Twitch stream. Every project should have a plan, and that's what this series is going to be all about. In this series, we're going to talk about making an outline, a roadmap, if you will. We will set goals so that we can gauge our success and our shortcomings. These goals will be things like earning 100 subscribers or 500 views, making Twitch affiliate, creating our social network pages on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll discuss the right way to use these platforms as well as what not to do. We'll go into what makes a YouTube channel or a Twitch stream successful and how to grow communities using these platforms. Then, we'll discuss how to operate as a business to create revenue streams. All of that and so much more. So please, buckle up that gunner's belt and stick with me because we're about to embark on a magnificent journey. Thanks for being here to go through it with me. In the first episode of the series, I wanted to discuss some preliminary concepts. It may seem like it's a little bit slow, but this will help set us up for success as we move forward through this project. And it all starts with mindset. So, you want to play video games for a living, huh? Well, it can't be done. At least that's what all the naysayers will tell you. But if you want it bad enough, you can and will find a way to make it happen. That doesn't, however, mean that this is all going to be fun and games. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take long hours, and in the beginning, probably no pay. And that may last for a year or two. It all depends. We're going to try and make it happen as quickly as we can. It's not going to be just firing up your gaming system and streaming to Twitch for hours to no one. No. This is going to be about creating a community of followers through various social media platforms because Twitch is not searchable. If you're not already at the top of a game with the most followers, then people are probably not going to see you because you'll be buried at the bottom of a list. So we need to create a community on Facebook, on YouTube, on other social platforms, and bring them over to our Twitch page. And that means creating pages on each of those platforms. And not just passive automated pages. We need to create engaging pages where we're streaming valuable information and content to our fans. That means that there's going to be scripting, shooting, and editing videos. At least here on YouTube, that's what it means. It means making fun pictures or memes to share on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It means making memorable tweets that are worth retweeting. We're going to have a complete episode on each of these platforms coming up in the near future. But for now, understand that this is going to be work. To make a 30-minute video, you may spend an hour or even 2 hours or even 8 hours on the script alone. You may spend an hour or two shooting the video, then you may spend an hour or two or more in post-production, editing, adding music, and uploading the video to YouTube, then creating all of the tags, sharing it on social networks. So you have to create thumbnails, you have to create memes, you have to create a lot of content. All this to produce a 30-minute video. And probably, if you're like me, you'll be doing this after you get home from work, from your day job, after you make dinner, after you clean up the house, and after you take care of any other responsibilities that you might have. It's important to set up a schedule, and we'll go into that as well. There's going to be obstacles. You're probably going to get overwhelmed. You're probably going to feel discouraged. And don't worry. That's completely normal. If you don't feel pressure, then you either aren't doing enough or you don't have the passion to be doing this. There's people that are going to tell you that you can't do it. This is maybe people that are close to you. They might say it's a pipe dream. Don't worry. That's normal too. They believe that they are doing what is best for you. They believe that they are protecting you. And their intentions are probably good. So don't argue with them. Just keep grinding and prove them wrong silently. Your success will say more than you can ever say through confrontation. Also, I want you to understand this, that with the right mindset, you can accomplish anything. This has been proven time and again throughout the world and throughout history. Not to mention thousands of times right here on YouTube. If you maintain self-discipline and keep your desire alive, you will persevere. How can I persevere, you may ask? Well, it all starts with a positive mental attitude. That's right, it all starts right between your ears. The first time I was introduced to PMA was by a PMI, a primary marksman instructor on the rifle range at Parris Island, South Carolina. I was learning to shoot my rifle so that I could qualify and get a score high enough to graduate recruit training and take my place amongst the world's most elite fighting force, the United States Marines. It was there that I learned that even when you are beaten down, tired, hungry, and homesick, you are in control of your own mind. You can choose to be angry or sad, or you can choose to be motivated and happy and proud and excited to move forward. You'll need to master this. You will need to master your mind in order for this plan to work. Tony Robbins talks about reframing your mind, and here's an example of what he's talking about when he says that. Let's say that your boss is angry and yells at you and criticizes your work. You can choose how to respond. You can choose to be defensive, you can choose to be argumentative or angry, or you can take that criticism and learn to be content, even happy. How? How do you do that? My natural instinct is to defend myself. Yours might be too, and maybe it's true. Maybe you should defend yourself, and maybe you do. And now it's after everything is settled and you've left the office. Do you stay angry? Do you dwell on it? Do you go home and have a miserable night and argue with your kids or your spouse or just be cranky? Well, here's how you can move on. It's not easy, but it can be done, and you can continue to be happy as often as possible. So first, let's do this experiment. Close your eyes. Go ahead. Close your eyes for real. I'm not going to do anything crazy on screen. I just want you to close your eyes and imagine that you're at your most joyous memory. Maybe it's when you married the love of your life. Maybe it's the birth of a child. Maybe it was getting the new house or the new car that you always wanted. Maybe it was unwrapping a Nintendo Entertainment System on Christmas morning that you had drooled over for months in the JCPenney's wish list. Maybe you're sitting on a warm beach and you can hear water lapping on the shore as seagulls coo and glide above you. Whatever memory is your most vivid and joyous, remember it. No, don't just remember it. Put yourself there. Imagine that you can feel it. Feel the way that you felt in that moment. Re-experience how good you felt. Feel it in your mind, in your body, and in your soul. You can take yourself to this place at any time you desire. You just need to choose to do it. Also, don't waste any time regretting the past or worrying about the future. You can't change the past, and worrying about the future not only does you no good, you are putting negative energy and mindset into the universe. Your thoughts are real, tangible things, so stay positive. Focus on right now, because right now is the only time that you have complete control of your thoughts and your actions. Be in each moment, because you don't get them back once they're gone. Okay, so don't forget, a positive mental attitude is super important. We can always reframe to get there, and your thoughts are real things, okay? Onward. I think it's critical to always keep learning and keep growing, and as a result, I read a lot of books, and I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I'm going to share many of those books with you throughout various videos here. I would highly recommend that you pick them up and read or listen to them. Some of them will be the classics, some will be more obscure, but all will be worth reading. And gleaning what you can from them is going to be important. I'm going to start with one that you've probably heard of, and probably for good reason, because it's a really phenomenal book and it's changed so many lives. It's been in print for over 80 years and it's still fundamental to successful people today. Although some of it is certainly dated, there's a wealth of knowledge to be found in this book. It's important to note that as with most things, there are skeptics, and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill has some mystical ideas and concepts in it. In Hill's own words, he states, no matter who you are or what may have been your purpose in reading this book, you can profit by it, even if you don't fully understand how or why this principle works. This is especially true if your major purpose is for the accumulation of money or material things, end quote. There are 13 principles that Napoleon Hill writes about, and most of this comes through direct communication with steel magnate Andrew Carnegie. But Hill also did research, deep research, of dozens of successful men of his era, guys like Henry Ford or Thomas Edison. Hill was wildly successful and surrounded himself with widely successful people. I think that anytime someone who is successful is giving out advice or information, it's probably worth listening to. So, the first principle that Hill talks about is desire. I believe this to be first on Hill's list because it's the most important principle. It's what drives our existence, and it's what makes us do anything that we decide to do or not to do. This isn't just wishing either. This is about a desire that burns deeply within you, a desire that is so strong that it causes a person to commit to action to fulfill that desire. When you have a burning desire that is fully developed within you, your subconscious will work for you at all times to reach your goal. To ensure that your wants and your wishes become burning desires, it's critical that you have a clear and concise statement about that desire, and it must be a specific statement. You must set goals that are specific to what you're trying to do. I can't just say, I want to make a YouTube channel and I want YouTube subscribers. I have to set a goal, like I want to make 1,000 YouTube subscribers this month, and I want this video to reach 500 views this week. Napoleon Hill also believed that you created a plan of action. You should specifically plan what goods or services you would render in order to achieve this goal. For example, I could create a channel of information that is true to my personality and provide useful information to others in order to build an online community of YouTube, and I will get 1,000 subs this month. He also felt that it was important that you revisited this often so that the desire would become imprinted in your mind and become a part of your subconscious, because your subconscious thinking drives your reality. The second principle that Hill talks about is faith. Not necessarily in the religious sense, but faith in yourself and in your plan of action and in your desire. Self-confidence and encouragement are the key takeaways, and Hill goes into this in depth through conversation that he had with Andrew Carnegie. It is no doubt that self-confidence, encouragement, or faith will be needed in order to make it through the journey that's ahead of us. Next on the docket is another one that I feel is super important, and it's auto-suggestion. This is what we talked about in some ways in the reframing exercise. Auto-suggestion is essentially visualizing or having an affirmation. This is to be the foundation of your desire and your faith. The techniques described in the book are fairly straightforward and they're pretty well known today. Repeat your mission statement, which is your actionable plan, out loud every morning when you wake and every evening before you go to bed. Visualize your desired outcome. Put yourself in the scene. Close your eyes. Envision yourself being there. I may see myself reading comments on my YouTube page, posting responses with this month's date, and I may visualize that there's over 1,000 subs and that there's over 1,000 views. It's important to note that during my visualization, I have to actually visualize myself performing the service, which is replying to the comments. Napoleon Hill believed that it's important to visualize the willingness to work for your desired outcome in order to fundamentally link the concept of work and the outcome together. That's critical. So make sure that you always visualize yourself doing the service or good and reaping the benefits of such. The fourth principle is called specialized knowledge. Considering the age of this book, this one strikes eerily close to home, and it's just crazy because it's what all the YouTube pros say today. Find your niche. More than this, though, Hill suggested acquiring any specialized knowledge that you might need, as well as surrounding yourself with a network of like-minded people who could give you specialized knowledge. That's what we do in a community, on a YouTube page. We search out the people that are like-minded and like us, and we follow them, and we subscribe to them, and we listen to their videos, and that's what this is all about. The next principle is imagination. Obviously, there's greats throughout history that had imagination, and it's a very important principle because it gives your desire, of form. Without imagination, you cannot visualize. It's critical to be imaginative in order to do autosuggestion, as well as desire and faith. Without imagination, I certainly wouldn't be here making these videos. The next thing, which is kind of the core of what this is all about, is organized planning. This whole video could be squarely placed under this heading, as it's about making a plan. And it's important to note that Hill found this principle of utmost importance as he placed the concept of planning in the very first lesson of desire, because you have to have a plan in order to succeed. This should be a pretty clear principle. Decision. It's important to be decisive. Making quick decisions and standing behind those decisions are great leadership traits. Decisiveness gives us a definiteness of purpose. In order to do this, you must possess a burning desire and have faith. The next principle I want to talk about is persistence. Hill says that persistence is a state of mind that must be cultivated. It stems from your faith, and it is crucial to not give up when you meet with adversity. If you give up when confronted with an obstacle, then you don't have a definitive purpose or a burning desire. You must be willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. As the old adage goes, if at first you don't succeed, try again. The Mastermind. This is one of my favorite ones, and it gets a little bit mystical here, but I think that the Mastermind is important. It could easily be described as a synergy, a link between two people or more people. But it's more than that, according to Hill. The core principle here is described as, quote, coordination of knowledge and effort in the spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose, end quote. Hill also says that when a mastermind occurs, anytime two or more minds come together, they create a third mind, a more mystical mind, a mind that is greater than the sum of their parts. Two heads are better than one, and a community of like-minded people could be considered a mastermind. So our community on YouTube could be a mastermind where we share ideas and thoughts and create a bigger purpose. This next one is a little uncomfortable and a bit Freudian, but it's about sex transmutation, the principle of sex transmutation. So Hill describes sex transmutation, drive, or ambition with libido, saying that, quote, destroy the sex glands, whether in man or beast, and you have removed the major source of action, end quote. Hill states that when men reach their 40s, they become less preoccupied with chasing women and therefore transmutate their sexual energy into drive so that they can better accomplish more creative endeavors. Take it or leave it. The subconscious. This is another one that's just clearly important. The subconscious is extremely important to maintaining desire, faith, persistence. Quote, positive and negative emotions cannot occupy your mind at the same time. One of the other must dominate. It is your responsibility to make sure that the positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind. End quote. We must learn to address the internal audience of our subconscious in order to be successful. This is the ultimate goal of autosuggestion. The brain. Napoleon Hill concept of the brain is similar to being able to tap into the Akashic record. The idea is that there is this infinite intelligence, a world mind, which is surrounding us at all times that we can reach into and learn or know everything. So Hill believed that we could make our vibration or signal stronger through positive emotion. He also believed that our brains were like radio stations that could both send and receive these vibrations. Science, strangely enough, is doing research on these concepts of brain frequency, magnetic fields, and Hill's ether, which was once believed to be real, may very well be likened to the quantum field. And the last principle is sixth sense. Now, this includes any form of insight or intuition or gut feeling. This could be a hunch, a premonition, a gut feeling, an instinct, or even love at first sight. In Hill's words, the sixth sense was, quote, the point at which the mind of man contacts the universal mind, end quote. The sixth sense, like other mythical theories that Hill held, is weird because it cannot be practiced, it cannot be disproved either. So you have to either choose to accept it or disregard it. And what can be said is that Hills followed these principles like many of the great leaders of the time, and they were all met with wild success. This book has been a staple in self-help for decades, and I would highly recommend that you read it if you get the chance. It's going to go into deep elaborations on all of these principles. It's going to give you examples. It's going to give you examples from Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie, and other huge men of the time. I do have an affiliate link to the book on Amazon if you're interested, so please use the link below and help support the channel. So just a quick recap. Mindset. It's all about mindset. It's super, super important. You have to keep a positive mental attitude, and you have to never quit. Remember that you can control your mind and your emotions. Reframe your perception when you're struggling. Remember that thoughts are real, tangible things. And don't forget, read, think, and grow rich. It will help you develop and maintain a burning desire. If you think of anything that I've missed, which I'm sure that there's plenty of, please leave it in the comments below. In fact, leave anything in the comments below. It's super important to growing the channel is that we get interaction from people. Comments show engagement, and that helps the YouTube algorithm recognize me and this channel and this video as relevant. So go ahead, comment your favorite color, comment whatever you want. But just know that by commenting, it will get shown to more people. It'll help this video get shown to more people, and our experiment can grow. That's how you can be involved. Thanks so much for checking out this video. This channel is here for you. I am here for you. I can't do any of this without you. So please subscribe and click the notification button so that you can check out my videos when they come out. Also, if you like the video, please click the like button. This too will help with the YouTube algorithm. I'm live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Stop in, follow and chat with me. I'd love to have you there. I'm on from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is all part of the experiment too, so I look forward to seeing you there. All of my social network information is in the description below, and please feel free to like and share any of this content. That also helps grow, and you're an integral part of this channel and this experiment. Again, thank you so much for coming by. I can't wait to put out more videos, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Voodoo out.